Abdullah Mason. It appears that he has taken the spotlight from off of Keyshawn Davis. Abdullah Mason is kind of like I've been watching him for a while. There's a mystique to him. I can't really explain what it is. There's a certain level of like something like a mask, almost to speak. But we know why. He's a calm, composed kid that when he gets in the ring, it's a totally different story. That's where he channels all of his savagery is in the ring. He doesn't do it outside the ring. He's still blossoming, so you might see Abdullah Mason be a little bit more outspoken as his career advances. But ultimately, it looks like that's his demeanor, right? And I don't want him to change. If that's the way he is, that's good. It's always good to be reserved, though. So, lots of times, the less that's said, the better, sometimes. And he seems to be on the right track. It's almost like a blessing had came to him last night, with the situation with Keyshawn Davis and the missing the weight and things like that, and him being stripped. So now Abdullah should be up to fight for that vacant WBO belt. Right, and I have no doubts in my mind that he will get it. Looks like Abdullah Mason, this might be his time. It might be his time. Keyshawn Davis moving out the division. Shakur is still there. Javonte Davis is still there, but Tank ain't. Tank is a belt holder. I doubt Tank will fight Abdullah Mason, and Tank might be talking about retirement soon. So he might drop the belt and then it'll end up being vacant. Shakur, I don't know. I think back in the day they had a little exchange. He said he would entertain the fight. That would be a good fight to see. Shakur versus Abdullah Mason. Loma, he's retiring. So I think that's another belt that he might be fighting for. So we might be looking at a unified champ at 135. If I had to gauge this correctly, if I'm right and he fights for the WBO belt, gets that, and some way somehow he ended up fighting somebody for the what was the belt? The belt that Loma's dropping. What was that? The IBF belt, IBF 135 belt. He ends up fighting somebody for that belt, and he has two belts. And then if Tank is still in the division, that will leave Tank. Or if Tank leaves before Abdullah gets his hand on the WBA, there's another vacant belt, and maybe Shakur could fight for that one. And then we'll have a nice undisputed matchup between Abdullah Mason with 2 straps, and then Shakur have 2 straps. Now, if Shakur decides he gets tired of 135, he's a big boy too, and then he outgrows the division, moves out, then boom, now you got another belt. Somebody might fight for that belt, and then he'll end up fighting for that belt. So I think as I look around 135, I don't see anybody else that's going to be a real threat to Abdullah Mason right now. Maybe just Tank and Shakur. That's really it. And if they leave, that's going to be Abdullah Mason's division, bro. That's his wheelhouse right there. So we may be looking at, give or take, 2026, maybe early 27. We may be looking at a undisputed champion in Abdullah Mason, maybe unified before he moves up. If he starts to grow out at 135, then we are probably going to see him be unified and then get a couple of belts at 35 and move up to 40. But I think the kid is on the right trajectory. His family keep him like that. Keep him out of controversy outside the ring. Keep him busy like he's been. He already is no joke. You keep him busy, and his power seems to be growing. He's going to be a force to reckon with at 142. And when he get up to 140, I think he's going to be even more of a problem. So we may be looking at a future 2-divisional champ as far as I can see it on the surface, and Abdullah Mason. So he is definitely somebody to pay attention to, man. But anyway, let me know what you think. It's your boy Rebel Life Boxing, and I'll catch y'all later, man. I'm off this.